Hey guys, Yinks Music here, and welcome to the behind the music of Thomas and the Breakdown Train Sprite animation. Dude, first off, I just I just don't even know what to say, bro. Like, god damn, bro, y'all actually love the sprite animation, like the music and stuff, bro. Like, dude, that's just actually crazy, bro. Reason why I'm saying this is because bro, so many people, I'm talking like probably like the whole entire fandom, like, bro, just came together and just like stumbled upon like this animation, dog. Like, I'm not even like, I'm just speechless, bro. Like, I don't even know what to say, cuz like when it came to like the Thomas and the Trucks like sprite animation though, like, dude, that had 272,000 views as of recording this. And that was only 3 months ago. Oh my god. Wow. That is big. That is very big.
That's what she said.
I didn't mean. In all seriousness though, like, all credit goes to AJ. He did a good job with like the sprite animation and everything when it came to like the Thomas and the Trucks like animation and stuff. Like, wow. That is a big achievement. And like, that's also a big achievement for me also, because I helped out with the music and everything and showed off my FL Studio footage of what I composed for the Thomas and the Trucks sprite animation. That video also did well, which is actually crazy. Like, as of recording this, it has like, I think, hold on, let me just type it in. Sorry. 47K views, which is 47,000 people reacting to my music. That's a lot, bro. I actually never thought I'd actually go this far. And ever since I posted that behind the music video of the sprite animation, basically the unlucky Tug put the Thomas and the Trucks sprite animation and put it as his pick of the week in his Diesel 10 video. That is crazy. Dude, even there's other popular YouTubers like Flying Pringle, for example. He actually like looked at the video as well. Same with Pizza J too, which is insane, bro. Oh my gosh. Since me and AJ noticed that like the Thomas and the Trucks sprite animation was actually a huge success, AJ decided that he wanted to make another sprite animation, but it's gonna be based off of, you know, Thomas and the Breakdown Train. And he was planning on adding like, you know, scenes from The Adventure Begins, because he didn't want the episode to be like too short, which is valid, because The Adventure Begins chase is actually peak, not gonna lie. So basically, like, all he did, like, for me, like, basically, like, he told me the songs that were going to be used in the sprite animation. So he basically like sent me like the original like actual songs that he actually wants me to like make in a Sega Genesis style, and I was like, oh, okay, and I got to work. Before I explain and ramble on about like how I made like the music and everything, I want to announce that I now have a SoundCloud, and it has all of the music that was featured in the Thomas and the Trucks sprite animation. So if you want to go listen to that, you can go on my SoundCloud and you can now listen to all of the songs that were featured in the sprite animation. Once this video is done with its premiere, I will also be uploading the soundtrack of the Thomas and the Breakdown Train sprite animation video. So yeah, I'll be uploading that sooner or later when this premiere is done. Now that's out of the way, I will now be talking about how I made the Runaway Theme. In like January, like I think like on the 14th, 15th, I can't remember what day, but somewhere around January, I started to work on the Runaway Theme first, because I already had a plan on what it should, you know, sound like and what it should, you know, feel like, you know. So basically, you know me, I'm a Sega Genesis guy. So basically, like I listen to Sega Genesis music, like not all the time, but I listen to Genesis music like occasionally. I came across a Sega Genesis remix of Now Like Us made by Baldman. Baldman is also a Sega Genesis music composer. He also makes other music like Mario music, for example, and also like chip tune music as well. And yeah, I basically like gone to his YouTube channel and I watched his Not Like Us Sega Genesis music video and his Like That Genesis music remix, and I thought that those were pretty good. And I started to listen to the instruments closely, and I was like, wait, this might actually work. So basically, I went to his SoundCloud, and apparently he has the FLP files of the Not Like Us and the Like That Genesis remix, right? And what I did was I downloaded the FLP files and I looked into every single pattern of what type of instruments were used in the song. So like I was just looking into them and I was thinking like I gotta select some melodies that would work in the Runaway Theme. I'm gonna show you the melodies that I chose for the song. Okay, so this is the Like That FLP, and basically, at the start of the song, it has the trumpets, and basically what I did was I tried to replicate the trumpets that were heard in the Like That song that Baldman made. So basically, this is what the trumpets sound like, as you can see here. Yeah, and it basically just loops. And I'm gonna show you what I did for the trumpets in my FLP. So basically, in my FLP, aka the Runaway Theme, basically what I tried to do is that like I tried to recreate the trumpets that Baldman had in his Like That song that he made. So what I had to do is that like I had to recreate it and I had to pitch the notes down so we could match the tone of what the Runaway Theme actually sounds like. So basically, this is what the trumpets sound like on the Runaway Theme. Yeah, so basically I added those notes at the end too, because like, I was trying to change things up a little bit. In Baldman's like FLP, it didn't have that, but I just added like for mine I just added that cuz I was going to go with something else along with like the entire song. So yeah. And I also tried to replicate the drums from the Like That FLP that Ballman made. So basically this is the drums that I tried to recreate. Yeah, so and also I tried to like add some leads too along with that. And I also added the bass. I tried to recreate the bass from the Like That Sega Genesis cover, and this is what it sounds like. And same with the brass notes. And I also tried to reference Ice Cap in this part right here. And also, I also added some square waves here to give out, like, I don't know, basically for extra, like, melodies and everything in the song. So this is what it sounds like. Oh, wait, that's not the square wave. My bad. Basically, that's the piano for, that was basically in the Like That FLP as well. So that's the piano right there. Yeah. But, this is the square waves that I'm talking about. Yeah, it just loops. And at the start of the song, it also references the Eggman intro, which is this. Yeah, Eggman's theme, pretty much. Or the Death Egg, whatever you want to call it. And basically, I also have samples too from Sonic games as well. Uh, basically for like extra funk in the song. So basically, I added the Rusty Ruin Zone Act 1. It could be heard in this section where, you know, Thomas comes in like to save James or whatever, or basically approaching him, telling him to like put his brakes on, and this is what it sounds like. So basically, like, originally I wanted to compose that on my own, but like the thing is, I tried it and it didn't really work well because I couldn't find out which instruments like the original song used. So basically what I did was I gone onto YouTube and I actually found like a deconstruction of Rusty Ruin Zone Act 1. And basically what I did was I grabbed the sample, downloaded it, and I pretty much had to slow it down so it can match the tempo of the song. And I also have the Work to Sucker to Death like sample from Sonic CD. And like since I had the sample, AJ was like, I think I gotta bit crush this so it could give out that Genesis feel. So basically, AJ sent me like, you know, a file of like, you know, the file of the Work the Sucker to Death sample from Sonic CD. He basically bit crushed it for me, and this is what it sounds like when it's bit crushed. Yeah, that sample is used throughout the song, like basically right here. Hold on, let me just play it real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much, you know, where it's like, you know. And also that, hang on, where's the, yeah, that's supposed to be disabled. That wasn't even used in the song. Yeah, I basically like this thing right here. Yeah, I just didn't really like that. So I just disabled it because it didn't really fit well in the song. So yeah, I also added the flutes from the Runaway theme. That was all custom made by me. I had to like listen to the original Runaway theme by ear in order to like actually get the flutes sounding right. So this is what it sounds like. And I also added risers too. Basically the risers, it literally like basically this. It's basically a mix match of like the Sega Genesis lead, guitar, and square wave. So like as you can see, Genesis 23, if I go to it, it says square wave. And if I go to 21, I think it will say lead. Yep, there it is. And then if I go to 22, I think it'll say the same thing. Yep, lead 2. It's just lead 2. It doesn't have the guitar actually. I scratched that. Yeah, I said it had the guitar, but it didn't have the guitar. But it does sound like a guitar though, if you think about it. Yeah, so I'm basically the melody is basically a mix match of the Green Hill like, you know, thing or whatever. So like basically like right here, it is the piano, the E piano, or this, yeah, E piano 2. And basically it sounds like this. Yeah, it basically sounds like that. And I also mix matched it with the synth brass. I don't know where it's from, but I think it's from Sonic 2 or Sonic 1. I don't know. And like the Sega Genesis instruments, like they just like kind of sound similar. Like if you think about it, like if you compare like the Jupiter like sounds from like the actual like Thomas episodes, basically like it will kind of sound the same. Like for example, like with the flutes and everything, like it will sound the same to be honest, but it's just like, you know, pixelated and everything. So, yeah, basically this is what, it sounds like when it's together. Yeah, it basically plays the melody. I added the, leads again on top. Yeah, and I also, added some Sonic 3 drums here. Well, that's not Sonic 3 drums right there. But, basically, Sonic 3 drums comes in here, actually. And I also added Knuckles' theme in the song as well, because I feel like Knuckles' theme fits for the trucks, because, they're troublesome. Yeah, so basically, I just think the Knuckles theme works best here, because, like, you know, it gives out the troublesome trucks cheekiness and everything, and how they want to throw James off the line, and how they're planning on doing that. So, yeah, I also use the Knuckles drums, too, in the Thomas and the Truck Sprite animation as well, when it comes to the soundtrack. So, yeah, I just love using the Sonic 3 drums, because I just feel like it sounds good. Shout out to MJ. Shout out to Michael Jackson for being a part of Sonic 3, I guess. Also, at the end of the song here, basically, like, I just went all out on that. So, like, basically what I did was I added the, you know, Sonic CD Siren. It's, it's basically, like, a bit crushed. So, here's what it sounds like. And for that, I had to, you know, like, I had to separate it so, like, it could sound like Stardust Speedway, because in Stardust Speedway, like, in this actual sample, like, it's just split up. So I basically had to chop it. So basically, that's what it sounds like right here. Yeah, and also, at the end of the song, like, basically, like, here, dude, basically, I was trying to give out, like, you know, like, James and Thomas are basically trying to, like, you know, stop the train and everything, pretty much. Basically, James's theme right here, like, yeah, so basically, that theme right there, basically it was supposed to simulate James, like, think of James, like, just, like, crying for help, bro, like, Thomas, please help me, dude, please stop the freaking train, bro. Yeah, but, basically, I also added Thomas's theme here, which, kind of gives out him trying to actually, like, try and stop it, basically just giving him a little hope. So basically, it's trying to give out that, like, Thomas is actually trying his best to, like, you know, stop the train and everything, right? And basically, I did it twice here when it comes to, like, James and Thomas right here. Just James literally just begging Thomas to help him. So, yeah. So I basically just went all out on that. Oh yeah, and that section right here is basically a reference to Thomas, you're the leader. Like, if you can hear the chimes from, like, Spring Yard Zone and Starlight Zone. Yeah, so basically it was just a reference to Thomas, you're the leader. Basically throughout the entire soundtrack, actually, I referenced, like, Thomas, you're the leader. Like, for example, the Brave song, which I'm about to showcase, basically, like, in the Brave song, like you could hear the chimes basically just, like, referencing Thomas, you're the leader. I basically referenced it twice in the freaking video. So, yeah, I basically just referenced it. And I also added whistles too. Just give out that Thomasness. And, I also added, things from, like, the Not Like Us, you know, soundtrack that Bulbman did, which is basically, in... Hang on, let me find the section real quick. Yeah, there we go. also have you know, the emergency, clear the area immediately from Tugs too, but bit crushed. Shout out to AJ for that one, because basically, I added James and Thomas's whistle throughout this too as well. Basically, James whistles like 3 times, like right here. And then Thomas whistles like twice. Yeah. So, basically I just, you know, did that so they could communicate throughout the song, or whatever. And then, basically I added the Metropolis Zone guitar. And what I did is that, like, you know, to give it, like, that gruffiness that, like, you know, Thomas is coming to actually, like, help James, like, you know, stop and everything, right? So, this is what it sounds like. And I also added the Sonic CD sirens again for that section. Basically, I also added Not Like Us as well in the song, which is basically right here. Yeah, basically it's a reference to that. And then for this section right here, I freelanced the Runaway theme here. Basically, I just went all out on this one. And this section right here, basically it is a mix of square waves and leads, basically just, you know, doing its thing. This was also in the Not Like Us remix that Ballman made, and I tried to recreate it and remake it and pitch it down, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, so that's what it sounds like right there. And then in this part right here, where the song almost ends, basically I added Eggman's theme because I thought it was fitting for, like, the moment. So, yeah, I'm really glad I referenced it in the video. So, here's what it sounds like. And I also added the Metropolis Zone guitar again for this one. And I also added the drums from Sonic 1 and 2 for this as well, because Eggman's theme was obviously in Sonic 1 and 2. So this is what it sounds like. Yeah. And then basically these are the strings right here. And also, like, for the strings at the beginning of the song too, basically I tried to reference this one video I saw by Unlucky Productions. Basically he's a trains, like, you know, he's a trains YouTuber. Basically he makes, like, you know, stories and everything. So I basically came across his, I think, Donald video, right? About, like, him taking a train, and then, like, there was runaway trucks. Basically, like, his train was uncoupled suddenly on the hill, and then the trucks were, like, basically, like, you know, going very fast down the hill, to the point where Donald had to, like, go really fast and, like, you know, have to outrun the freaking trucks going down the hill, because if, like, you know, he's going very slow and the trucks are literally going really fast, then, like, he's gonna crash. And basically, I listened to the Runaway theme in that video, and I was like, God damn, I feel like referencing this. So basically, when it comes to the strings in the song, I basically tried to reference it and tried to listen to the song by ear and recreate it as much as I possibly can. So basically, this is what I tried to do. yeah, that's basically what I tried to do. Yeah, and that's what the string sounds like. So I'm basically here's a snippet of what Unlucky Productions' Runaway Theme sounds like in that video. Credit to him, by the way.
Those trucks catch us, we'll stop even earlier, because they'll knock us off the rails. What are we waiting for then? It was touch and go for a while. If the guard's brake hadn't been holding the breakaway slightly, Donald would not have kept ahead, but he managed it. Just.
So that's basically what I did. I tried to listen to Unlucky's Productions like video closely, so I could like hear the strings like in the video. It was kind of hard for me to like listen to the strings because it was like the narration was very loud, so I had to like really listen closely for like the strings of like how they like sound like in the song, so that I could try and replicate it the best that I can. And to be honest, it actually worked well. Yeah, I'm actually proud of what I did there. So basically, another reference that was in the song was the Labyrinth Zone theme from Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the Game Gear version. And basically it was heard in like where like Thomas comes in to like talk to James and tries to like, tell him to put his brakes on. Right here. Yeah, so basically, I just decided to reference that because I feel like it needed to be there. It's just that, like, some melodies that, like, kind of sound the same to me, I just added in because, for extra, funk and melody. So, yeah, I did add this riff right here. It's also from the Not Like Us, FLP file, uh, that I tried to replicate. It was really hard for me to replicate, and, basically, like, it sounded like this. I put in the song twice. It was right here, like when like at this part right here. Let me just hold on. Let me play it real quick. Yeah. And it was also at the end too of the song. Basically, I made it longer. There's also one more reference that I didn't even know that I even made a reference to. Basically, like this one thing right here. Yeah. So, like, when I made that melody, I was like, I think that references something. And the thing is, I didn't put my finger, I couldn't put my finger on it. And I realized that it was the Sonic 4 like final boss theme, like from episode 1. Yeah, so like if you just, play this melody with like the Sonic 4 final boss melody, it will sound the same. And the thing is, I did not even notice that I even referenced that. So yeah, I guess it was a coincidence. Yeah, but I feel like this wraps up the Runaway theme, covering it and what references I made to it. So yeah, I'm really glad that like, the Runaway theme actually really sounds good, and that like, dude, I'm just happy that like, a lot of people really enjoy it. And yeah, I'm really proud of, how the song turned out. I really do. The Runaway theme is out of the way. I feel like like covering like more like behind the scenes of what I did for like each soundtrack I did for like the sprite animation, but I feel like putting it in separate videos because I don't want this video to be too long, because I already know what you guys came to this video for. You guys want to listen to the OST of the sprite animation of Thomas and the Breakdown Train, and we're going to move on to that right now. Those are basically all the songs that were featured in the Sprite animation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and comment, and also subscribe to AJ, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would have been possible. The animation was great. I love it. And I'm glad that I was able to help out with the project and help out with the music and everything. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed the amount of support that you guys have been giving me for the past couple of days. Like, it actually means a lot. Like, me and AJ put our blood and sweat and tears into, like, you know, making, like, the animation look good and basically making the soundtrack sound good so that you guys can actually enjoy it and actually, like, feel happy. And, like, that's the main thing that we want to do. We just want to make people feel happy, and, like, we just want people to, like, just enjoy, like, you know, our creativity and everything, you know? And yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.